the input. So yesterday there was no class. I'm talking about day for yesterday, guys. So reading the input and reading the multiple values, and then option P and option S. And next thing is arrays concept. So let's see how to handle the arrays here, guys. So I hope already we know what is an array because we saw in Ansible, correct? So coming to the rules and regulations in shell scripting. Okay. First point is in arrays, there is no data types. So we don't use any data types concept here. And it is entirely dynamic. That means no memory declaration. So not required to declare any memory. Unlike in the languages, we generally declare the memory size. But here we don't declare any memory size that is required. So it's all about when you know that you want to make an variable an array, okay, then this is what you need to do. So if you talk in simple words, guys, we already know that if you're able to feed more than one value into a variable, then we can call that as an array. If you're able to feed more than one value into a variable in a continuous memory location, then that is classified as an array. Now the rule is you need to use read -a. Okay. And index value starts from 0. Index value of the array starts from 0. Okay. So let's see. Let's see one sample. So cd into the scripts. So ls-l, so vi example number 11 on arrays concept.sh. So escape I shebang statement /bin /usr, okay, /bash. Now here, this is the program on use case of arrays. So let's see. Echo, enter the details of marks, just like that. Or what we'll do, we want to go into the array now. Okay, marks. Or let's do first sample. Enter the data into the variable. We'll do one sample first. You see, we'll say read -a. Then I'll say names, simply the names. Echo, let's say the output. I say echo the value of index 0 is. So there's a dollar symbol. This is what you need to use. This is a flow, guys. Normally, we to call a variable, value of a variable, we use dollars. But when you are trying to call the value of an array, you have to do like this. We put the dollar, we open the brackets, flower brackets, and then we call the variable that is names and call its index value 0. Close this. So echo the value of index 1 is a dollar. Names. Yeah. Echo the value of index 2 is Done. Now here you have to understand that three things, how we are reading. So when you know that you want to make a variable array, please use -a. So this is what you need to understand first. And if you want to call the values that are sitting in that array, then you have to start using the indexes. Because let's see. So chmod u plus x example number 11, sudo sh example number 11. So it is asking enter the data into the variables. What I'll say Monday space, guys, don't press enter. Then say Tuesday space and then say Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. So once you're done with your entry, then only press enter. So what happens is, this is how it is going to create. So what happens is, it will create a box. Okay. So in this box, this is a 0 index and this is a first index. So this is the names variable. So in this names variable, so this is the index 0 and this is the index 1 and this is the index 2, right? So what happens is, in the index 1, whatever the first element you entered, that will go and sit here, Monday. And in the index, in the index of 0, Monday. In the index of 1, it is Tuesday. And the index of 2 is Wednesday. So this is how the data sits in the plane. So if you want to call this value, we already know. So what we do? So we use something called hash. We use something called dollar, like this. We use the variable format. This is a variable. And then we have to use a index underscore value. For example, if I want the data that is sitting in index 2, so then I need to type like this. Variable, I would say echo dollar variable. What is our variable name? Names index of 2. This is how we have to call the values sitting in the index case. So please take down this picture into your books quickly. So this is a format and this is then array. Okay, now go ahead and take down this program, guys. So here the point of interest is to make you understand how to enter the data and how to extract the data. Because when you're writing your logic of the shell scripting, you'll come across these situations. So is it done? Okay. And let's see the next one. And the next concept is what is important for us for the DevOps activities. Okay. So next concept is passing arguments to the shell script. And this is important even for interview and even for your DevOps. or even for your automation scripts. So this concept is generally what we use majorly in the automation scripts. So what is this passing arguments into the shell script? So first I will write one sample, then I'll explain you. So example number 12, passing arguments concept.sh. I'll not write anything complex because first you guys have to understand the arguments here. Okay, now see, echo $0, echo $1, echo $2. That's it. Nothing much, guys. Simple. Only 3 lines I've written. Echo $0, echo $1, echo $2. That's it. Nothing much. I'll save this and I'll say chmod u plus x. Example number 12. Then sudo sh example number 12. Now, point number 1, when you know that the program or the script is written in passing argument method, then you have to be careful in the execution. I repeat, when you know that the script is written in passing argument, you have to be little careful in execution because the execution process is little different than a normal program. So in normal programs, we type sh, we type the file name and press enter. That's simple, but this is different. So after you type the file name, you are supposed to enter the arguments. So that is what the concept is. It says, see, passing arguments. That's the reason it is called passing arguments to the shell script. So we have the script ready and we have to pass the or give the arguments to the script. That's the reason it's called passing. Now, what arguments you can give? You can give anything of your choice. So I'll say Jan space arguments should be separated by spaces, guys. Second argument, pep. Okay, I press enter. You got some output. See, I got the file name and I got the Jan and I got the pep. I'll do one more sample. I'll execute same program. This time I'll say, let's say TS Telangana state space Andhra Pradesh. 2 states I entered. And then I press enter. You see, it's printing the file name and it is printing the TS and it's printing the AP. One more sample. I'm entering something called India and I'm entering something called USA. First argument is India. Second argument is USA. Press enter. See, it is printing the file name. So, and it is printing India and it is printing USA. Now, I'll wantedly print the file on this screen. Now you should catch the logic. Now you have to tell me who is a $0 here and who is a $1 and who is a $2. Everybody knows the echo statement here. What is the use of echo? I hope you guys know it, right? So what is a echo? Echo is nothing but print. So keeping that in mind, now look into the logic of the program and give me the answers, guys. So we have this data, right? Now you have to tell me who is a $1 and who is a $0 and who is a $2. So here the logic is $0 is the file name. Because we are able to experiment 3 times, That's the reason we are able to identify easily. So $0 is nothing but the file name, and $1 is nothing but the first argument that you enter here, and $2 is nothing but the second argument. So in understanding of the subject here, okay, so whatever you enter, so let's say sh, right, and thereafter you enter the file name, we know it, so like this. So we said sudo sh and we type the file name of the script. We can say script underscore fn file name, given a space, and then we enter the first argument, and then we given a space and we enter the second argument. So in this stuff, okay, so in this line, so this part from here, sorry, okay, so in this part, after sh, whatever you enter from here to here, so these are called arguments. Are we clear? So after sh, whatever you entered, so that is called as arguments. So file name is an argument, first value is an argument, second value is also an argument. Now, again, understanding little changes. So whatever this first argument, whatever the after the file name now, okay, after the file name, whatever the values that you entered, so those are called as, that means what does it mean? Okay, I'll write it here. So after the file name, after the file name, whatever you entered, so those are called as passing arguments. Are we clear on this? So what is a passing argument and what is an argument? That clarity you require. So after sh, everything is called as arguments only. After sh, including the file name, all the guys will be called as arguments only. From the arguments, if you want to separate the passing arguments, then you should exclude the script file name. If you exclude the file name, then rest of the candidates would come under the naming convention called passing arguments. Are we clear? Arjun, Ranga, Divya, Kavya, Kirti? Okay, so we know what is a passing arguments now, what is an argument. So now you tell me guys, in this, now the question comes is $0 is who now? Always in this concept, who is the $0? You have to keep this concept into your brain now. So $0 will be always the script underscore file name. Am I right? Correct. That's the logic. And who is a $1 here? $1 is nothing but the first argument, whatever you entered. And who is a $2? Likewise, second argument that you entered. Like this. Okay, like this. So $0 is always the file name, and $1 is the first argument, and $2 is nothing but the second argument. Likewise, $3 means third argument, $4 means fourth argument, $5 means fifth argument. Yeah. So take down this now, write into your this stuff into your books. Okay, now please take down this program. Program is on the screen, this part only. Please write this part. Now, how come this passing arguments is so crucial for us for automation scripts? So let's see in an example now. We'll do one more example on this. Okay, is it done? Okay, I hope. Now let's write one more example. VI example number 13 on passing arguments RT. How come it is useful in real time? .sh. So cbank/usr/bin/bash program on use case of passing arguments in real time. So let's see one example case. I'll say below code is for first argument. Whatever you enter in the first argument, we'll utilize that. So let's say yum install -y $1. And first argument I want to enter as Docker. So what happens? Yum install -y $1 is what? Nothing but Docker. Because when executing, we'll enter the first argument as Docker. So what it is going to do, guys? Think and answer. Can I say that it is going to install the Docker now? Yes or no? It will install the Docker. Yeah. So Docker is installed. Then the next step. Below code to start the Docker services. Can I say service $1 start? Does it make sense? Think, guys, each line it makes sense here. See, below code to start, because once you install the Docker, we have to start its engine. So we'll say service Docker start, right? So instead of typing Docker, I can utilize the same $1 value here. The next code to enable the Docker at boot time. I'll say check config $1 on. The next code to add a user account. Add root user account into Docker root group. How do I do it? And this will go as second argument. So whatever the user account that you're entering in the second, it will go as in this. Now I'll say user mod -a-G to the Docker root group. I want to add the root user. Make sense? Or I would say $2. Because in the $2, what I will do? What I'm going to do, guys, in the $2? I'm going to add, yeah, it will ask, right? So in the $2, I need to enter the user account. Whatever the user account that I'm going to enter, it will definitely add to that group. So that is our intention. That will go as second argument. The next, that means we are ready. Now, code to pull the image. That will go as third argument. For example, my target is to pull a Nginx image. So what I'll do? That means at the time of okay. So now I'll say Docker pull $3, right? So what will happen? That means when I'm entering the third argument, I should enter what? Nginx. Do you agree, guys? So Nginx spelling is incorrect. So yeah, that is how we are generating the logic actually. So Nginx. So once the Nginx is ready, okay, then next, see, pull. Then I'm planning to create the container. So what I'll do? So code to create container. So how do I create? So Docker run, correct? So Docker run, and what I should do? Docker run, what I should do, guys? Dollar. Why one? Because I'm planning to create a container from Nginx. Then what I should enter here? Tell me. $3 only. Right? Docker run $3. That's it. So this is how, guys. So based on the argument that you're trying to enter in passing arguments, accordingly the logic should be written in the script. So that is the essence of passing arguments. And this is mostly used in real-time scripts also. So we'll enter the arguments and accordingly the logic is written. Save this. Let's see. So chmod u plus x, example number 13, sudo sh example number 13. What is our first argument now? What I should write in the first argument? File name is anyway $0. First argument is $1. I think I need to enter the Docker. Correct? What is our second argument? We need to enter the user account, that is root. What is our third argument? We have to tell the image, from which image you want to pull and create the container. So it is Nginx. That's it. You see, it will install the Docker. It will start the services, enable boot time, and add the account, root account to that group, and download the Nginx, and it will create a container. So the logic is written in the script. So it is still going on. Okay, now it's installed and started the Docker service. And now you can see it is pulling the Nginx image, right? And then it will go ahead and create the container. Container got created. Let me duplicate this screen. I want to check whether container got created or not. So I'll say docker ps-a. You can see container got created. Understood? So that is how things work, guys. So please take down this program into the scripts. I think it's 13. Yeah, write this program, guys. Did you understand what is the purpose of now passing arguments? So based on the arguments that you enter, so please define the logic in the script. So you need to know how to use that arguments and accordingly write the logic for it. Now this is not there in the document. Some of the programs, I generally write it to the each patch differently. So I recommend you to write into the notes. So please write this into your notes, guys. So is it done? Okay. So I hope this is done. The next, let me go on to the integer comparisons, guys. So we have something called comparisons. So I want you to write this into your notes now. Integer comparison. Next concept is integer comparisons. So when you're writing some, you will come across some use cases where you need to compare the data, guys, or compare the variables, or compare the A and B, or whatever it is. So when you're comparing, so you have two kinds: integer comparisons and string comparisons. So what you see on the screen is an integer comparisons. Here you're going to use a logic called -eq when you want to compare equal to. -ne is not equal to. -gt is greater than. GE means greater than or equal to. LT means less than. -le means less than or equal to. Now, interesting thing is you need to keep an eye on the bracket symbols here. So when you're using -eq like this kinds of letters, your brackets will be square brackets here. Square single brackets. Okay, so let's do one sample. So we have example number 14. Integer compare.sh. Shebang statement /usr/bin/bash program on use case of integer compare. So echo enter a value, read a underscore value, then read -b, enter b value, p underscore value. Can you write like this, guys? So I've written the first one in completely basic style. And can I write like this? The answer is yes, we can write like this. The reason is I already told you that use of -b. So -b helps you to include your echo statement there. So we got the A and B values. Now we'll do the compare. So when doing the compare, definitely we require some logic now. So we already know, maybe you have heard, we have if, we have do while, a lot of logics are there. So let's start with first one. If, so if we write the condition, okay, if the condition is true, then generally we should say this as an expression, okay, not condition, expression. So if the expression is true, then it will execute the true block statements. Whatever you write, multiple statements, whatever you write, it will execute. If it's failed, it will execute the false block statements. Then it will say end. Normally in languages we say end, but here in shell scripting, you're not supposed to type it as end. You're supposed to type it as if I. Reverse of if letter you need to write. So that's a gimmick here. You need to remember this gimmicks. So if expression, then true block statements. If fails, else. Do this. If I, it will close. Okay. So let's do one sample. There are no brackets here, guys. Just it's all about writing like that. If square bracket, say I started the square bracket, then a underscore value, okay, if it is greater than GT, b underscore value, right? See, you need to put dollars also. A underscore value and b underscore value. So I'm calling the a value here. Say dollar symbol means definitely it will call. So the value of a is compared with the value of b. So if it is greater, imagine, right? Then we have a then you need to write. Then I would say echo the value of a is greater than b. That's a simple. Else echo the value of b is greater than a, and we write if I. So in this program, you're trying to know how to write this first of all, GT, and how you are writing the expression is important. Save this. chmod u plus x, example number 14, sudo sh example number 14, a value is 100, b value is 50. Hey, what is this? Command not found. So let's see what went wrong in the program. So where is the mistake, guys? If so, the mistake is here. So let me go, give space here. And also give the space here. Yeah. So the value of A is greater than B. So see, now I'll do the reverse. The value of A is 500 and the value of B is 10,000 or 1000. So B is greater than A, correct? So what is the logic here? So please write this in your notes. When you open up the square bracket here, please give definitely a space. And before you close your square bracket here also there is a space. So this is one convention you need to remember. You open the square bracket, give a space, and then write the comparisons expression. And before you close also give a space. So please take down this program. So is it done? Okay. Nice. So let me save this. Now we just saw how to write, but there is one more logic here. So we written this one, but next focus on this. So using symbols also you can try this program. But the point is when you're using the symbols in the script, you have to see the difference that in the expression you have to use double brackets here. So that you have to be careful. So double brackets you need to use, not the square bracket. So let's do one sample. So we have example number 15. First, let me copy this. That's far better. CP. Example number 14. I want to copy this as example number. As 15, but this time this is using symbols. Yeah, same program. We'll open up. I copied that program. And here is instead of writing like this, so this is what the difference is. We'll say if double bracket dollar of a underscore value, if it is greater than dollar of b underscore value, that's common. Rest of the things are common. Then do this. Say I'm using a symbol. The moment I use the symbol, the brackets are changing. The expression, way of writing the expression is changing. So save this and say sudo sh example number 15. Enter the a value, it is 50. Enter the b value, it is 500. The value of b is greater than a. Let's try one more time. The value of a is 100. The value of b is 10. Says the value of a is greater than b. So this is absolutely working. Take down this. So is it done? Please confirm. Have you updated the line, guys? So when you're using the symbols, please use double brackets. When you're using that words, -GT, -LE, or -LT, so please use square bracket. So that is the differences in little shell scriptings. Save this and let's see what's next. So the next is, okay, string comparisons. So let's do the string comparisons. So we have example number 16, string compare.sh /usr/bin/bash program on use case on string compare. So let's enter a word. So enter a word. Read st underscore value. Whatever you enter, I'll put that in st underscore value. Now see, if a square bracket, is it single square bracket or double? So that's one trouble. You need to remember all these things. Okay, single. So let's say. So now there is one problem here. So when you use the strings comparison, you have to use double quotes. Earlier we written the integer comparisons. We did not use double quotes at all. But when you know that the value that you're going to compare, it is not a number. If you know that it's not a number, please make sure that you use the double quotes. If st underscore value, if it is equal to, okay, India, right? India, then echo, you have entered a word called India. Else, you have entered a word other than India. If I save this and close, chmod u plus x, example number 16, sudo sh, example number 16, and I press enter. So it's asking enter the word. I'll say Mumbai wantedly. It will say that you have entered a word other than India. Okay, fine. I'll enter capital India. It's saying still you have entered a word other than India. Then I'll enter I capital NIDIA. It's saying still you have entered a word other than India. And I'll wantedly enter INDIA. It's saying that you have entered a right word called India. Now, can you tell me why it did not accept capital India and this letter, but however it is accepting this? What is the reason? Any guess answers from IT engineering background? It's not about case sensitive there. So there is some concept is there. So commonly, if you apply the common sense, we kept something called equal to. That means it should match. Should match. So capital India is not matching to small India. Correct. So if you talk in other style in IT, so there is something called ASCII. Did you heard this? So string comparisons in shell scripting happen based on ASCII. What is full form of ASCII? Capital A is not equal to small a. Everybody knows, correct? These are case sensitive. So ASCII full form is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Those who are not aware of this, please write it. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. This is a full form. Now what happens is in your keyboard, sir, letter A has got some value, ASCII value we call it as, and small a will, the value is different. Both values are not same. So they are identified with some number. So capital A is some number and small a is some number. So if you want to know what are those numbers, so just go to the Google and ask the table of ASCII. So let's use this wiki page. Where is the table? Somewhere at the top only. Oh, this is the one. Oh, these numbers you guys will not understand. Hold on, I need to take out table. So this is a nice one. Capital A is 41. Small a is 61 hexa. In decimal, it is 97. See, capital A means 65 decimal. Because we understand decimal stuff, computers will understand hexagonal. So if you are, let's say, a plus symbol. So plus symbol is nothing but 43. Likewise, see, these are all ASCII values. Capital Z is 90. And small z is 122. Correct? So where is the enter key here? Enter key is somewhat number is 13 to my knowledge. Where is 13 here? Okay, it's not there in this table. Okay, fine. So this is what I'm talking. ASCII table. So the comparison happens based on ASCII. So that is what the learning is. So it should exactly match. If it is different than what you're entering, then it will not accept. So please take down this program. The simple point is comparisons happen based on ASCII table. You can write here at the top. Escape I. Read this. So is it done? Okay, fine. So what's the next step? What's the next thing? Okay, file operators. So this very important concept, which we'll see tomorrow. Okay. So this concept is super important, guys. This is another area of where the DevOps engineers will come into it, or you can say in your scripts, you'll use this a lot. Okay. So file operations are very important. And generally, this is also target area for interview also. So you don't have if I in the last statement, I guess you have. You have now if I. This is the one, Shashal. Okay, if I is nothing but end. See, normally in other languages, we'll say if write the condition else, so we write end. But in Bash scripting, it is different. Instead of writing end, I'm asking you guys to write if I, reverse of this letter. There is also one more condition that is called case. So we write some code and then we need to write EAAC. We need to write the reverse of that word actually to close it. Okay, so these are all little smart things of, you can say, bash scripting. Yeah, that's it, guys. I'll stop it here for the day and we'll continue. And please practice this well. From today's sessions, arrays concept is little important and passing arguments is super important, and way of writing, comparing the strings and comparing the integers. You should know them. Generally, we don't use much, but you should know because sometime you'll get an opportunity to compare. So you should know how to write it. But passing arguments is on priority. Yeah, that's all for the day. And let's catch up tomorrow as usual. So after the chef classes, Nayak Rajat will discuss about the resumes actually. Okay, so I'll share the sample resumes and also we'll take a class on the resume writing also. Advanced level programming is not required because that is not our duty. Generally our duty is to write only the automations. Advanced level we don't require here actually. So advanced level programming is very much required when you talk about the developing the application, but here it is not required. The basics of shell scripting are more than sufficient for write automations. Okay, that's all guys, and we'll catch up tomorrow.